So everyone on TikTok is talking about de-influencing, and I feel like everyone is getting it wrong. So of course, because I'm such a genius and I'm always right, I had to bring this conversation over onto my YouTube channel. So I think there's a combination of 3 reasons why people are kind of like getting into this de-influencing trend. One being because all of the beauty gurus over on TikTok are being exposed for their tomfoolery. The other reason would be the economy crashing, and I think the last one would be us realizing that we just have so much shit. But before we get into the conversation of why I think everyone is doing the de-influencing trend incorrectly, I'm going to speak about like what these words actually mean. We're going back to English class. God knows I need to go there because I was fucking sleeping the entire time. So what the fuck even is an influencer? A person with the ability to influence potential buyers of a product or service by promoting or recommending the items on social media. But of course, we're talking about de-influencing, so let's bring in the prefix D. D, from or away from, which means to decrease, remove, or reversal. De-influencing means to remove the persuasion or to sway away, aka stop buying shit from people that are telling you that this changed their life or this is something that you need. I think the biggest issue of this whole de-influencing trend on TikTok is that it feels like everyone is just giving like reviews on products. And then I've also seen people like recommend more expensive things while de-influencing. I was going to talk about this person, but she deleted the video, but just know that like someone was like, you don't need an air fryer, you need this toaster oven that's $500, and it's like, okay, well the air fryer is literally like fucking $60 from Marshall's, and they basically do the same exact thing. Like, no one is doing what they think they are. So I want to take the time to remind everyone about like how much being an influencer is like unrealistic. My best friend had a full ride scholarship for volleyball, and her and the other athletes, they would call people NARPs, and it stands for non-athletic regular people. I feel like we need a term for like people that like consume social media but like aren't influencers. Like, should we call it NERPs? Non-influencer regular people. We're NERPs, okay? Like, if you're a NERP, you don't need all of the shit that like all these influencers are saying that you need on social media. This is a reminder that influencers are literally doing this as their job, and if they're not doing it as their job, then they're probably trying to make it their job. And I'm not saying that like I support people that are like very deceptive and are not giving an honest review about things, because I hate the whole like term of,
you would do this for a check.
At this point in my fucking life, no, I would not. I'm not literally gonna go on the internet and fucking lie about things, because I have morals, and you know, like, I'm on the internet because I would like to create a spot of like authenticity and like be able to build a real community with people. I just hate when people are like, OMG, this literally changed my life, about literally every single thing they use. You know, it's one product that has literally changed my life: antidepressants. I recently had to make a medication change, so now I'm on buspirone and bupiron, and like, I don't even know if I'd be making this video if I didn't get my medication changed a couple months ago. And I'm not saying that I would have unalived myself by now, because I wasn't having unaliving thoughts. I have struggled with that in the past. It's just like, I wouldn't even be motivated to like come on here and like make a YouTube video or even like get dressed. So that's a product that changed my life. Us NERPs, non-influencer regular people, don't need as many things as influencers. And while I would say I feel like these influencers don't need as many things as they do, us normies, like, we don't need as much clothing as them. Like, why do you need the Skims latex dress? You go work at a fucking bank 5 days a week. When are you gonna wear that? What are you gonna wear that for? I would say the majority of people don't need a Skims latex dress. And if you're an influencer, people are usually buying stuff to create content, and that is going to be a business expense. That is something that can be written off at the end of the year. You know, regular people, they just pay for their clothes. There's no incentive to be buying so much shit unless you want to like be seen as trendy or like, you know, keep up with the Joneses if that's important to you. And I've also heard that some people will buy stuff for hauls and then literally return it after. So it's like, so we have this idea of like, oh, this influencer just bought like $600 worth of this clothes, and like you would think that they would like keep it in their closet. They're returning it. So we'll be comparing ourselves to something that literally doesn't even exist. And this makes me think of like, and then there's also people that literally don't even buy the things that they're showing in their videos. There's these Target influencers, and they'll just go in Target and like film things like, oh, check out this new Target item that you need. They don't buy it, but they just like film it in the store, and then they'll like put an affiliate link on their story or in their bio, so like like you can go buy it and you don't even know if they bought it. They're just in the store filming and showing you shit that you probably don't even need. And some people aren't even buying stuff. Like, people get PR stuff for free all the time. I would say that I would think that like really big influencers out there get multiple boxes every single day. And I know that Samantha Ravindell has talked about this in some of her videos. So I really recommend to go and watch this video. I know it's like kind of off topic, but not really. Samantha decided that she's no longer going to accept PR, and she was on 45 PR lists. On a slow week, she would receive 10 to 15 packages in the mail, and on a busy week, she would receive almost 30. And Samantha goes in and like talks about waste in this video. I think it's really interesting, so I'll have that link down below if you want to go. And then in another video I watched today while I was like scripting or like writing all these bullet points for this de-influencing video was Sonia Essman. And she talked about how the bigger she got and the more money she made, actually the more free stuff that she would get. And she talked about how she felt really guilty for receiving all these things and it just didn't really feel good. To be honest, this is the first time I've ever watched her videos. And that's like not a tea thing. It's just, there's so many fucking people on YouTube. It's like I can't watch everyone. And this is also a report and reminder that we don't know what is like going on in these people's lives when they are being influencers. I'll speak for myself on this one. Like, when I was making Shein and cider hauls a couple years ago, even probably like literally last year, I think, I was in credit card debt. I was buying shit I couldn't even afford. To make these videos, I would, in hopes that like find people that are in the plus size community, they would want to follow me. And besides it being awfully pathetic that I was spending money I didn't have, I was also not even wearing the clothes that I bought. From the 2 shop cider hauls that I've done, I literally do not own one piece of clothing that was in those hauls. Nothing is in my closet that I bought from Shop Cider. I don't wear it. But I have to say, I do still have pieces from my closet from when I've done Shein hauls. I actually do wear some of the pieces, but I would say I probably don't have most of them. The de-influencing trend, you know, going on, I feel like everyone's having their little epiphany about consumerism. And I feel like I've definitely had like multiple experiences of that during my life. I think the first one was when I was like maybe like late middle school, early high school. This one was when Elf was all $1. And I think when they just started introducing like all of the products that like came in the sleek black packaging, that was like $3 or $5. But I remember I would get money for my birthday and I would take that birthday money, say it was like $100 or something. I would go on the Elf website and I would buy like 50 products. Why would I can't even like think about buying 50 products right now in my life, because it definitely wouldn't be $1 each, you know? Like, that was so exhilarating to me. And then you get this big huge box in the mail and it's like full of all this stuff and you're like, oh my god, I'm rich. And it feels so good, you know, you feel like luxurious. Then I was so excited that I had all these products. So you get like those plastic like drawers, and I had like a tower of them. I would think I probably had like 10 or 12 drawers. So I had all my products in there, organized, skin, eyes, lips. I wouldn't even like use any of the fucking things. I would, you know, you kind of get into your like new makeup routine of here's my foundation, my concealer, my eyeliner, blah, blah, blah. And I would just have all these products go to waste. And it's like, yeah, even though those things were $1, it's like I have all this shit I didn't even use. And I guess the next experience after that was kind of like my early 20s, like circa day 2015, 2016. And this was like very much in the peak YouTube beauty guru space. I think this was maybe like Jeffree Star's like first palette, and I think I had like 2 of his liquid lipsticks. You know, everyone had the chocolate bar palette and the naked palette. And this is the time where we were all convinced that we needed 5 different blushes that were all the same shade. I just remember like I don't even wear half of this shit, or it's like I can't even wear most of this stuff on a daily basis. Like, I don't remember what the shade was of this fucking Jeffree Star matte liquid lipstick, but it was like a purpley color. I could never wear. Like, where am I gonna wear that? Like, I go to fucking junior college. Like, I'm not going anywhere cool to be wearing a fucking purple lipstick. I mean, I know you can wear a purple lipstick like whenever you want, but it's not realistic. I can't wear that to work. I mean, I guess I could, but it's like people are gonna look at you a little weird. And the most recent kind of like de-influencing whatever happened to me, you know, after doing all these YouTube hauls and like I already said, you know, buying all this shit from Shein and like cider that I didn't even wear. Then when you're done filming the haul, kind of look down on your floor of all this fucking clothes, and then you remember that you spent $150 on clothes that you're probably never gonna wear, and you do multiples of those hauls. So how many times, you know, you do a haul? 4, 5, 6, 7 times a year? That's like upwards of $1,000 worth of clothes that you don't even need, or I don't even need. I'm speaking about myself. This is clothes that I don't even need. And it's especially upsetting, you know, when you start to declutter your closet and realize that like all the things that you bought like a month or 2 months ago, you'd never even have worn that still have tags on them. And then you start to think about like how horrible fast fashion is for the planet and how so many people are suffering just for you to have these fucking clothes. Like you really just start to hate yourself. And then you also just start to resent people doing the same things that you did in the past with the hauls. I'm saying this as if I literally didn't do a haul last year. I feel like I don't get as influenced as much as I used to. And I think a majority of that is because I still remember my past experiences. I'm still hurting from those past experiences of me buying stuff that like I didn't need and I couldn't afford. Right now, one of my goals is paying off credit card debt, and I am doing pretty good right now. I have stopped spending on my credit cards and I've just been working on paying them off, but I only have one credit card left and it's only $3,000 and it's at 0 interest, but I want to get it paid as soon as possible. I still am like feeling the consequences of my actions. When I go to make those payments, I look at that shit and I go, that is money lost. This is all money that I spent in the past that I didn't have. And it doesn't feel good, but I need to not feel good to understand that like these choices were not right for myself. And I think another reason that I have become uninfluenceable is because I don't really, I don't want to say I don't associate with the mainstream, but I guess I don't like consume as much like mainstream culture, if that makes any sense. I don't see like the viral clothing hauls or like, oh, you need this, but also like I'm plus size, so even if something does go viral, like that literally goes too fucking large, so I can't even have it anyway. So I guess being like plus size or fat is a little bit of a benefit for me in these situations, but also I find myself being involved in communities or like subcultures. I mean, you all know that I have tattoos. While you can quickly go get a tattoo like during a walk-in appointment, or if there's like a Friday the 13th, they'll get a tattoo for $31, but don't do it because you'll end up having to get it fixed in like 2 months anyway because it looks like shit. Totally speaking from personal experience. But to get a tattoo, it's usually like a very long process. So I feel like it has helped me with my other consumer habits, especially if you have an artist that is like in popular demand. To get a tattoo for me now, it's usually like I have to have an idea. Then now I have to get the deposit and I have to call the shop and book an appointment. And the person I see right now, Allie, she's usually like a month or 2 or even 3 months booked out. That puts me even longer. And then during that time, I'm saving money for that appointment. And then you finally get the tattoo, but it's hours of you sitting there being stabbed and having ink shoved into your skin. And then you finally get the thing that you want. And it's changed my consumerism habits because if I want something, I have to wait 3 to 4 months to get something. And that's something I'll gladly wait for. Instead of just like getting my fix on like fast fashion and like what you can order that in 5 minutes, and then depending on like how fast the shipping is, you can get that within like a couple days. So it's like the instant gratification goes so fast, but with, you know, tattooing, it's so long. And another is thrifting or buying vintage. And I know that there has been this one person on TikTok that's talked about her struggles with like addiction to thrifting. I know in the past, like I usually just buy anything that I found at a thrift store that I kind of liked, but now I've gotten into the habit of knowing myself and what to buy. And I'm not just gonna like buy shit because I see it at the thrift store. And you never know what you're gonna get at the thrift store. So I could spend hours going to all the different thrift stores in my town and not find anything, which is fine because I know I just need to find like the right piece. You never know when like the thrift gods will bless you and you'll come across like the most amazing pieces. So you're kind of just waiting to strike gold with thrifting. Or I should say that I am. I'm waiting to strike gold with thrifting and find good pieces that I actually like. After all of that being said, like I still do get influenced by things, but I have to just be in the market for them. Like right now I need a new contour, and if I saw someone like recommend a good drugstore contour, then I would go buy it. Or like if there was a new vegan alternative, I would literally go to the store right now or tomorrow morning to go and get it. Like I am still influenced by things. Or like one of the hair trends, I think it's still going on right now, but definitely like last year was really cool to have like red or like copper hair, and I did that for a couple months. Yes, it was so fucking hard to get out of my hair, and I'm just becoming a blondie again, but it's still okay to be influenced, and I still do get influenced influenced by things, and now I'm in a point where I'm more mindful of like it happening instead of me like compulsively buying things on people's Amazon storefronts without even thinking about it. So what is the solution to de-influencing or constantly being influenced to buy stuff? Great question. I'm so glad you asked. Since we can't control operating under capitalism, I think that we just need to do what is best for us. I attend a lot of like recovery meetings, like Al-Anon and stuff, and I'm gonna say a prayer, but don't leave. I'm not Christian. It's called the Serenity Prayer, and it says, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, courage to change the things that I can, and wisdom to know the difference. I also like don't know if I believe in God, and I know that's like a lot of stuff coming at once, but I didn't want you to leave because I was saying a prayer. Control what you can, accept what you can't, and know the difference. And I say that a lot to myself, especially like when I am like in my thought and my feelings. But there are a lot of things that we can control in our life. And this reminds me of this one TikTok. I'm gonna insert it because I'm not gonna be able to like talk as well as this person.
Okay, some of y'all are driving me crazy because you're dropping no ethical consumption under capitalism like everywhere, and you're not like getting the vibes at all. These are the 10 mega corporations that own all of our food. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to, show any financial support for X, Y, and Z corporation, so I'm not going to buy any of their products, good fucking luck. The harvesting of palm oil has led to massive amounts of deforestation. You know how many products use palm oil? And how many brands you'd have to go through to find the ones that harvest palm oil sustainably? Oh man, looks like Starbucks really spends a lot of effort to ethically source their coffee, and the take-home product is a partnership with Nestle. Child slave labor Nestle. That is no ethical consumption under capitalism. An acknowledgement that we live in a system that is so borked and fueled by corporate greed that exploitation of labor and people and resources is so endemic, you cannot get out from underneath it as a consumer. Just making the decision to eat food means you're contributing to this giant meat grinder of suffering. So you do your best and take advantage of the times when you do have an actual choice. I'm the creator of something and I sell that as a product. Now maybe I'm involved with a major mega corporation, but really, at the end, I get money off this thing I've made. You really don't need this specific product. It's like tippy top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I tell you that all the money I make off of selling you this product gets converted into gas, and I put that gas in my car, and I go down to the shelter, and I kick puppies. You know this as a consumer. I've been very vocal about it. I talk about it on Twitter all the time. And you buy the product from me. You buy this product from me knowing that I will take the money I get from this product and kick puppies with it. This is not a no ethical consumption under capitalism situation. This is you as a consumer making the decision that a puppy getting kicked is an acceptable result of you purchasing this luxury item. And you have to figure out for yourself how you feel about the ethical ramifications of that.
You can still like fucking try. If you are spending $800 on Shein every week, you can try a few more like sustainable options. Like you don't have to operate out of your survival. You know what I mean? Take accountability for your fucking actions and your purchases. So here is a few take home points. As if this video wasn't fucking long enough. Dress for yourself. I think most people should operate and make decisions that are in their best interest. We're talking about like your haircut and your skincare products and your makeup and your clothing. Like, do it for yourself. Take care of yourself and also consume the things that you like. Don't be dressing for the gram. Second point, get your consumption under control. And one way to get that under control is to know yourself. I'm going to insert another TikTok of
things I don't buy anymore as a former shopaholic. As in, my shopping wasn't cute. I was completely broke. I was also in $120,000 of student loan debt. I had no idea how to manage my money, but I sure loved to buy shit. Here's everything I stopped buying when I started to clean up my own financial mess. Number one was every viral thing any influencer said I needed. Things like trends of the moment, the little black dress that everyone says you need in your wardrobe, or this cup. And I bought those things purely because I wanted to keep up. I was so insecure and unsure of myself and what I wanted / what I actually liked that I just bought into these trends. And maybe within those things, I'd find that better version of myself that I was looking for. Really, all that did was make me broke and more stressed about money, and even less confident in myself because I was just so angry with myself in this cycle that I was constantly in. When I stopped buying into every single trend that was being pushed down my throat, the more money I saved and the more of myself I actually got to know. I got to know what it is I liked, what I like to wear, what I like to do, how I actually wanted to spend my money. And then it snowballed into that confidence that I was actually looking for. Not to mention help me get out of debt.
Just find your personal style, and I know it might take a little experimenting and, you know, figuring out what you actually like. You might do a little extra shopping than you usually do, but it will work out in the long run because once you know yourself, then you can stop buying unnecessary purchases. Stop buying shit just because it's viral. And I know that other TikTok just said it as well, but start thinking about the long run. I know so much of this like influencing is like instant gratification. You know, you order it in 5 seconds, you get it in the mail the next day if you have fucking Amazon Prime or whatever. You know, think about, I don't say the consequences of your actions. What does it mean to buy a piece of clothing? I saw this one TikTok.
I would love these beauty blenders for the cost of 1 hour of my life. Yes, moisture pads for only 3 hours of my life.
Start bringing some intention or like consciousness or being mindful when shopping. And I will link to YouTube videos down below. One is from Jessica Neistat talking about, you know, how to intentionally shop. And then Tiffany Ferg briefly touched on intentional shopping in her video talking about fast furniture. So you can listen to those. But basically it narrows down to making the best decisions for ourselves. Like, does it fit our lifestyle? Is it in our budget? Does it stick to our morals? Do we actually like the piece, or did we just like how it looks on someone else? Can you style it in multiple ways? You know, really thinking through a piece instead of just buying it. Make sure you know what you need versus what you want. Like, bitch, you don't think I would want 20 pairs of Doc Martens? I would. I love them. They're beautiful. I love them all. But do I need them? No. I have 1 pair of Doc Martens right now. The Sinclairs. And they are the love of my life. Scratch that. I have 2. One are the sandals. So I have 2 pairs of Doc Martens, I guess, technically. Those are the only ones I really need. I've been eyeing a Mary Jane. I've been eyeing those for a while, but I don't know what I would actually wear with it, so I haven't, like, bought them yet. Especially because they're expensive. I have such a good grasp on my style that I could tell within 5 seconds if I would actually wear a piece and think of, like, multiple outfits in my head that I could wear it with. For example, for myself, I like midi and long skirts. Will never catch me in a fucking miniskirt. I have like sensory issues and I hate certain fabrics, so I don't buy them. Another thing, I will rarely tie my shoes, so I need to have everything slip on or it has to have a zipper. I only wear muted or like fall autumn colors. I like green, burnt orange, mustard yellow. You will basically never catch me in blue or red for some reason. And the last one is to make other things your priority besides shopping and like your appearance. And I know that seems pretty obvious and like it would be a shallow thing to be thinking about all the time, but like I urge you to try and find something else to do with your time. Pick up a new hobby, but make sure you stick to it. I don't want to see any ADHD craft rooms anymore. Go clean your fucking house. I bet you if you decluttered your closet right now, you would be sick with how many things you have. And that'll make you feel like you don't need anything else because you will be so disappointed about how many things in your closet have tags or how many things you haven't worn in 3 years because they've been shoved so deep in your closet that you can't even see it. Again, totally speaking from real fucking experience. Or you know what? It's like getting on the verge of like spring. So go pull out your summer clothes and you'll literally just feel like you bought a bunch of new things because it's a box full of clothes that you haven't seen in like 6 months. You can go organize your cabinets, go look at all that skincare that you bought that you haven't used and is probably expired. Or go through your holiday stuff, go clean up your fucking Christmas ornaments. You'll never want to go shopping again. Go play a video game. You know, I love playing Sims because when my Sims are rich, I am rich, and that makes me feel very good inside. My favorite thing to do on Sims is to grow a bunch of gardens and then sell all the plants. You know, there are so many more things to do than buying shit. There is so much more to life than just consuming. And from this video, I want you to understand that I'm not saying that you can't buy things online because you saw Alex Earl talk about it. You are not a bad person if you're still being influenced to buy certain things. I am just challenging you and everyone else on the internet that's watching this video, which probably is not that many, to be more mindful of what you're doing and focus more of your precious, beautiful time that is very limited on this planet Earth to do something else besides shop. And if you're dealing with a shopping addiction, I urge you to get help. I will put things on the screen and in the description down below if you want to seek any. And I'm also not saying that we only need to shop for our needs. I still think it's fine to buy things that you want. Like, I literally just got this fucking vintage 90s grandma dress in the mail yesterday from Poshmark. No, I did not wash it. I probably should have, but I didn't, and whatever, I can't go back in time. And I also just bought a bunch of Ed Hardy shit because I was gonna do a video on Ed Hardy next. I bought all these things because I wanted to, and I made the decision to, not out of like a fucking compulsion that I saw someone else talking about it. And I didn't see anyone else talking about it. No one else is talking about Ed Hardy and fucking grandma floral dresses. All I'm saying is to use your fucking brain. I hope you have one left in your skull, because I feel like the whole internet is turning our brains into mush and we're like not even thinking about anything. Like, we're just like animals and we act out instinct. Like, we don't even like think about things or like discipline ourselves or, you know, look into the future of like what we are doing. There's more to life than these physical items that we hoard around ourselves. As I say this in a room full of shit that I don't need. But just know that I'm not perfect. I'm trying. I still buy useless shit. I literally sell jewelry for a living, and no one needs that. No one would die without jewelry. And this is a very tricky system that we're working under, but I just urge you to think about things a little more. That's all I want everyone to do. Just think a little. Think for yourself. Think about what you want, what your future entails, and how to get there. If you're still here, I'm very grateful for that. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe if you would like to see more of me, and please leave some comments down below how you feel about this de-influencing trend, and if you agree with me. If you don't, let me know. Let's start a discussion in the comments section, and I hope y'all come see my next video. I'm working on a video about Tumblr fashion, like peak 2012, and then I'm also doing a video on Ed Hardy. I'm waiting for a couple more things in the mail, and I'm really excited for that. I hope y'all like those future videos as well. Take care. Peace.